1. Hi, Homeo, Hannah, it's Kristin.
It's Bridgette.
Oh, got some hair issues here. Anyways, real life here. We are, I keep saying we're flying by the seat of our yoga pants. So thank you for following along. We have been working tirelessly to really get you some online programming, whether it be right now via Facebook Live to all of our followers. Big plug, go to our YouTube channel, search Haumea Mama on YouTube. That is how we're hoping to continue to provide you online content. Hi, Megan Costello. Tell Harold hi. So we are working to get 1,000 YouTube followers. Can we do it in a day? So go search Haumea Mama, subscribe, and share with every single person you know. So I'm here. Bridgette's going to lead us through a gentle flow and restore tonight. Take a deep breath with me.
Take a deep breath. That's my theme tonight, is taking a deep breath. This practice tonight is going to help us to reduce our future anxiety. We're going to come to some refuge. This is your refuge right now. Starting right now, you're in your refuge from future anxiety. Everything that we see, everyone that we talk to, every place we go, we're being affected by our world situation. And so we want you to develop some of the skills that you can use to come through this with a healthy body and a healthy mind. And
exactly
for a healthy
why we asked
family. So that's kind of what I want you guys to be thinking about. Think about your intention for your practice tonight, and really come into your body. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with legs up the wall. So you'll have to find a spot that has a clear wall, and then we'll you can use props. I have 2 blankets, 2 blocks, 1 bolster, and that's it.
Going to the wall.
Yeah, she has to go to the wall. She's going to be my model. And so we're going to just start with our legs up the wall. You go ahead and find that spot for yourself. And then we'll, as Kristin's getting set up here, we'll just begin our centering in this way. We're going to do a little bit of a breathing exercise, and hopefully you'll remember that and take it with you in the coming days. So, okay, so we are officially starting our class. As Kristin settles in, letting her femur bones just really come engaged with that hip socket. Just letting the breath settle in, maybe starting with a very deep, deep belly breath, and then releasing out your mouth, eventually coming and settling in, just breathing in and out of your nose. So if you don't mind, on your next exhale, we'll begin with a very simple breathing exercise. So we'll be counting, or I'll be counting, and you'll be doing the breathing. So release your last breath, and then starting on your inhale, going up to 5, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just coming back to normal breath. Just inhaling and exhaling. Then very actively wiggling those toes and your fingers, bending at your knees, and then rolling over to your left side. Finding your hands and knees coming up into a tabletop position. Now in your tabletop, you can just make any organic movement that you want, just getting yourself juiced up, getting those joints ready for the practice. Moving with your breath here, being very conscious of your breath in your movement so that you can be in your body your entire practice. As we come to stillness, making yourself a flat tabletop, making that tailbone, feeling that extension of the tailbone toward one wall and the crown in the opposite direction, looking straight down at the mat. Just finding your hands, maybe checking the position of the wrist, being sure that it's parallel with the top of that mat. As you inhale, go ahead and let that right leg come out behind you, just straight out behind you, letting the toes point down to the earth. Holding here, letting those abdominal muscles wrap in, keeping that core nice and stable. As you exhale, cross your mat to the opposite side, to the left side of your mat. Oh, I'm sorry. Extend out and then cross over to the, and put your toes in the ground and take a peek at the toes. Awesome. Yeah. Just breathing into that side body, feeling that stretch, extend. It's kind of like through the hip and side body. As you inhale, coming back to hands and knees. Just releasing your knee back down, beautiful. Welcome to do cat and cows here in between, letting that spine really get juiced up. And being mindful if you are expecting, if part of who are watching are expecting, just be sure you make sure you give yourself plenty of space for baby, giving your stances a little wider, making modifications when necessary. Now let that left leg come out straight, toes pointing down, and checking that hip, maybe bringing it down a little bit, toes coming straight to the floor, kind of helps that navigate a little bit easier in our minds. Then we're going to just hold here, remembering that abdomen, bringing that navel to spine. Inhaling and then exhaling, crossing over to the right side of your mat. Taking a peek at those toes, stretching all along the side of the body. Breathing into that space. And then coming back, inhaling, knees and hands. Wiggling out, go ahead and do some cats and cows. And then when you come to stillness, just holding still, looking straight down at the floor, pressing into your hands, and just lifting off a little bit. Lift your knees off the mat, just a little bit. Yes, tucking your toes, holding that there, another little bit of an abdominal engagement. On your next exhale, come back up into downward facing dog, bringing that tailbone straight up toward the ceiling. Head can hang heavy, and allow those shoulder blades to come down your back, wrapping those triceps in. Your ankles may not reach the mat, that's fine. It's where your body's at. Just the intention of heels down is fine. Wiggling out, maybe pedaling out here a little bit. Finally coming to some stillness, and then as you inhale, come up to tippy toes. Allow those ankles to get some work here, and exhaling back down. Inhaling tiptoes, and then exhaling back down, heels toward the mat. Inhaling and exhaling down. Now this time when you inhale, come up, bend your knees, look toward the top of the mat and come to the top of the mat. Inhaling, once you get there, to a halfway lift. Exhaling down, forward fold, tailbone to the sky, letting your head hang here. Now, allow your knees to bend so much so that your torso is resting right onto your thighs. Letting your head hang here, maybe grasping opposite elbows. Wiggling out, just letting that spine decompress. I'm not sure if any of you were able to get outside today or if you had to be sitting at a desk, but this is such an awesome, just a little way to get our spine to decompress. Now releasing here and then coming back to that halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale back down, forward fold. And then inhale, coming up, reaching out, looking up. Maybe a little back bend here if it's available to you. And then exhaling, hands to your heart center. Excellent. Closing your eyes here. Thinking of your intention. What was it that we were talking about at the beginning of class? Something about being present, allowing ourselves to enjoy the present moment, allowing the future anxiety to we can take refuge from that future anxiety. As you open your eyes, inhale, coming up to that extended mountain, just reaching up, stretching, exhaling, coming down, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold, and plant those hands on your mat and step back into your plank, knees or toes. Really holding here on our first plank. Again, engaging that abdominal, making focusing on the navel toward the spine, wrapping in here. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down, keeping your elbows close, hugging into your body, coming all the way down to your mat. Letting the tops of your feet come flat onto your mat. As you inhale, take a baby cobra, just a baby cobra here, and then exhaling, releasing back down. As you inhale, come up again. One more time, baby cobra. And then exhaling, coming back down. This time as you inhale, press your hands in the mat underneath your shoulders and come up to your knees. Excellent. Tucking your toes. Now come up, and this time as you come up to your knees, stop, bringing your torso toward your thighs. And then lifting up on your knees, coming up into your downward facing dog. Tailbone to the sky, relaxing your head down. Inhaling, lifting those heels up, bending knees, coming to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reaching out, rising up, looking up. Exhaling, coming right back down into that forward fold. Excellent. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, plant your hands, step back. Exhaling, coming down to the mat. All the way down. Inhaling, cobra. Planting those toenails into that mat. Exhaling, releasing back down. Tucking your toes and push up into downward facing dog. Excellent. Inhaling and exhaling. As we inhale, lift those heels up, bend your knees and come to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. As you rise up, reach up, reach up. Exhaling, forward fold one more time. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, plant your hands, step back into plank. This time, as you exhale, come knees, chest, chin. So just like that, knees, then your chest and your chin looking out. As you inhale, come forward into that cobra pose, planting those toenails into the mat. As you exhale, tuck your toes and rise up into downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhale. As you inhale, lift your right heel up toward the sky, three-legged dog, toes pointing down toward the mat so you can check that hip. Maybe bring it level with the left hip. As you exhale, bend your knee, bring it in towards your chest, coming into low lunge. So planting your foot between your hands and releasing that left knee down to the earth, top of the foot on top of the mat. As you inhale, making sure that you have that stable base, then rising up, bringing your hands to your thighs. And then if you're ready, or if you feel like it, go ahead and lift up your arms, hands overhead, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, release your hands down to the mat, step back into plank. As you exhale, releasing down to the mat, inhaling cobra. Exhaling, coming back up, tucking toes into downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift that left heel up toward the sky, toes towards the earth. Bend your knee in towards your chest, planting your foot between your hands, and releasing that right knee down to the earth. And when you're ready and stable, rising up to your hands to your thigh, and then when you're ready, hands up overhead, maybe a little back here. Exhaling, bringing your hands back down to the mat, stepping back into plank. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing down halfway into chaturanga or all the way. And then cobra or upward facing dog. And then inhaling, downward facing dog. Excellent. Very nice. As you inhale, lift your heels up, bend your knees and come to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rising up, reaching up, looking up. Excellent. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Very nice. On your next inhale, turn and face the wide edge of your mat. So for Kristin, she'll be facing the window of the studio, and excellent, she knew exactly where I was going. So we're going to start with star pose. So your feet are going to be parallel with each other, or toes in a little bit, pigeon-toed a little bit, and then reaching energetically out with both hands, heart lifted, just really feeling the energy here. And then as you exhale, goalpost your arms, bring your heels in and your toes out, lowering down into goddess pose. Excellent. Inhaling and exhaling. I like holding them long the first time. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift back up, coming into that star pose. And then I want Kristin to bring her left toes and you to bring your left toes toward that top of the mat, coming into warrior two stance and coming into warrior two. Excellent. Inhaling and exhaling here, just really feeling this warrior two, arms straight out from your shoulders. The fullest expression, but being careful that your knee doesn't go too far over the ankle. Trying to get that thigh possibly parallel with the earth. Back foot parallel with the back of the mat. As you inhale here, you're going to prepare to come into side angle pose. So coming as you exhale, come down, elbow onto thigh, and reaching your hand up over your head, having your palm face the earth as you turn those left ribs toward that left thigh, looking maybe up toward the ceiling, heart lifted and facing that wall in your house. I don't know if I was going to say the windows, but I don't know if it's the windows in your house. So as you inhale, we're going to rise back up into that warrior two. Excellent. Being careful with the knee again. And then we're going to bring our hands to our waist. And we're going to take a little balance challenge. So we're going to turn toward the front of the room or toward those left toes, coming into crescent lunge. So we're going to lift that back heel, maybe toe heel out a little bit so that the stance is stable for your body. Once you're ready, rise up, inhaling into that crescent lunge. Excellent. And then from here, we're going to exhale down and take our flow. So exhale, hands to your mat and step back into plank. Exhaling chaturanga or all the way down, upward facing dog or cobra. Inhaling, downward facing dog, very nice. Excellent. All right, so here we're gonna lift our left foot up. Or no, actually, I'm sorry, we're just gonna come to the top of the mat. So lift your heels up, knees bent, come to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rising up, reaching up, looking up. And then exhaling, hands to heart center. And then again, facing the wide edge of your mat into star pose. Excellent. Here we're just really going to feel that energy with your hands out, reaching out in opposite directions, energetically lifting your heart. As you exhale, bring those arms into goal pose. Coming into goddess pose. As you inhale, rise back up. This time bringing those right toes toward the front of the room. Exhaling into downward face, warrior two. I know our arms, are they getting a workout? Sorry.
Megan's bar this morning.
Oh! Here we're holding our warrior two, exhaling into our side angle pose. And here, just allowing that left palm to come down over our head, facing the earth. Inhaling back up into that warrior two. And then again, bringing your hands to your waist so that you have some stability and pivoting that back heel up. Coming into that crescent run lunge, lifting your hands up overhead once you're ready. Inhaling, exhaling. On your next exhale, go ahead, release your hands down to your mat, step back into plank, really allowing that plank to be strong. Exhaling down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very nice. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, heels up, bend your knees, come to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rise up, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, coming to the wide edge of your mat, we're going to add on. Coming into star, just really feeling the star here, being present in your body. And then adjusting your feet so you can come into that goddess pose. Inhaling, coming back up and bringing your left toes toward the top of the mat, coming into warrior two here, changing your back foot just so that it's parallel or a little bit in, toes in towards the center of your body a little bit if you want. As you exhale, come into that side angle pose. And if you want, releasing that elbow off your thigh this time, or maybe taking a half bind here. As you inhale, we're going to rise back up into that warrior two. Inhale, maybe toe heeling your back toe in to prepare for triangle, bringing that front knee in, straightening that front leg. That's right, reaching out, bringing that right hip out, and then finally, once you can't go any further, tick-tocking your arms out, stacking those shoulders, opening those hands, really, again, that opposing force, feeling that opposing force. Now, just to bring you into your body, I want you to now close your hands. See what difference that makes. Now, take the hand position you want, that you prefer. And then let's come back up, inhaling into that warrior two. As you exhale, you can pinwheel those hands down, coming into your plank, taking your flow or skipping it, and just coming right to downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift those heels up again, bend your knees, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, coming up, reaching up, looking up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Now, again, facing the right edge of your mat, star pose. Feeling it, breathing it. As you exhale, coming into that goddess pose. Being strong here. As you inhale, rising back up, bringing those right toes to the top edge of your mat, and back foot into that warrior two stance. Inhaling here and exhaling. On your next exhale, release back down into that side angle pose, making an option here for yourself if you want a half bind, full bind. As you inhale, rise back up into that warrior two, getting set up for triangle. Reaching in front of you as far as you can, and then tick-tocking those arms down, releasing into that triangle pose. Having the ribs in line with the thigh, arm coming right out of the shoulder, stacking those shoulder blades. As you inhale, come back up into that warrior two. Inhale and exhale, pinwheeling those arms down, coming into your flow or skipping it and just going right to downward facing dog. Just taking a couple breaths in this downward facing dog, maybe making deep inhales, making sure that that breath comes from the belly, through the ribs, and then releasing out the mouth. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here, cleansing that particular sequence out. As you inhale, lift those heels up, bend your knees, come to the top of the mat. Inhaling on your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up, reaching out, looking up. Maybe a little back bend. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Nice. Again, face the wide edge of your mat. Coming into star. Exhaling right into goddess. Inhaling, rising up, coming to warrior two with the left foot forward. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, rise up into warrior two, straighten your front leg, come into triangle pose. If you have a block, a chair, a book, grab that now. I'll give you a second. Sorry, I should have warned you. We're going to rise back up, come down into side angle pose, and take that lifted arm, that right arm, bring it to your sacrum. We're going to prepare to come into half moon pose. Look toward the block or the floor in front of you and reach toward it as you launch off with your left leg standing, holding here, breathing here, allowing the hand to be lifted. Once ready, gaze can be down, gaze can be up. Flexing your foot. Exhaling, releasing down into that warrior two pose. Inhaling, coming back to star. As you exhale, back to goddess. Inhale, rise up, warrior two with the right foot forward. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Prepare for triangle. Coming into triangle pose. As you inhale, rise back up into that warrior two. Exhaling, side angle. Bringing that left hand to your sacrum at the very bottom of your back. As you prepare to come into half moon, thank you, looking toward the floor in front of you as you launch off, making that standing leg strong without locking the knee, flexing the foot, that lifted foot. When you're ready, exhaling back down into warrior two. And as you exhale, come pinwheel those hands down and take your flow or skip it. This is our last flow. Take what you need, leave what you don't want. As you inhale, just bring those knees wide and toes together, coming into child's pose. Bringing something to your forehead, just so your forehead is resting on something, your mat, a block, a book. Just really releasing down right now. We're coming into the restorative part of our practice. So we're just slowing our heartbeat down. Breathing in and out of our nose. Just really relishing this part of the practice. This is the sweet spot. This is our opportunity to really engage with ourselves. Take care of ourselves. When you inhale, press your hands into the mat and come up to a seated position. We're going to come into the Supta Baddha Konasana. So it's butterfly's pose, but it's going to be reclined. So you could have some options. You can use a bolster or not use a bolster. Do you want to go along, Kristin?
Yeah.
And this is, okay, she's got a whole thing going here. And do you want the blanket on top of you? Or do you want to show everybody how it looks?
Oh, yeah. Should we go this way?
We can go that way. Sure. And then we can use blankets or bolsters or blocks, whatever you need for support of your legs. If you don't want your legs to be open, you can use, okay, is that enough blanket?
Yes. Actually, put another one on.
Okay.
Makes me feel so anxious.
Okay. So blankets, Kristin just brought up a really excellent point. The use of the blankets isn't always for the warmth, it's for the pressure, it's for the weight of it. It's helping you feel secure, safe. You can really relax into this pose here. Again, supporting your thighs. We're going to be here for a few minutes. So supporting those thighs if it gets to be too much. Kristin can, we need another, I'll get another black. Because this is the restorative part of our practice, we can offer ourselves a little bit of a stretch, but then maybe offer ourselves a little bit of support. So you're in the shape, but you're not having to work so hard. Again, letting that breath begin in the belly, allowing it to travel up your body before releasing it out. Feeling the breath in your mouth, your throat. Recognizing when our thoughts have diverted, that we got involved in a story. It's okay if that happens. That's part of the practice. So practice tonight, recognizing when you are thinking. It's when we recognize is when we can make that U-turn. Because you're safe at home, this pose can really receive all the nourishing benefits. Your body, your mind is all being benefited by slowing down. Yourself to find refuge. On your next inhale, allow yourself to blink your eyes open and come back up to a seated position so we can get set up for a gentle twist. So find yourself on your back, on your mat. Maybe keeping things close by in case you need them. allowing your legs, your knees to be up toward the ceiling. Then lifting your legs up so your shins come parallel with the ceiling. Perfect. And then let your arms come along, right outside your shoulders in a big capital letter T, and your hands, the palms of your hands are going to be on the floor. And then slowly, using the strength of your abdominals, release and lower your legs down to the left side. You can shift that hip toward the center of the mat a little to adjust the twist. And then your gaze can go out across your right arm. Just settling in here for a few breaths. Some of the spots that you might be hanging on here, thinking of those shoulders, maybe your jaw, bringing yourself some ease. On your next inhale, engage those abdominal muscles again so you can lift those legs up and make that little bit of an adjustment there if you changed your hip position. And then as you engage those abs again, lowering down now to the right side. And then your gaze toward the left, only if this is comfortable for your neck, of course. Finding some refuge. Sometimes in my classes, if you've been to my class, sometimes I'll talk about finding an anchor. And sometimes I'll give you all kinds of examples of what an anchor could be. But basically it's just something that can bring you back to the present. My anchor are my hands. My anchors are my hands, I guess, is how I should say it. And I don't know if you've noticed it, but sometimes we can just really feel the aliveness in our hands, the energy in our hands. That's my anchor. I encourage you to find one too. Next inhale, allow yourself to come back centered into that mat. Just get yourself situated in such a way so that you can rise back up and come back to legs up the wall. So finding that spot on the wall that you had. We're going to stay here for quite a little bit, a few minutes. So, do you need a blanket, Kristin? Sometimes, again, here, using a blanket can help you really Become centered. We can create a lot of ease. See, there's a good reason to buy that cute throw that I saw on Wayfair. Letting your, again, those femur bones to engage with that, with those hip sockets, really provides a lot of ease in this pose. It's not as hard. You're not really having to hold those legs up then. Kristin just is letting herself just be open with her arms. Your arms can be wherever you want them to be. If you haven't seen it, Megan has a wonderful little recording. Meg does wonderful recording about legs up the wall. Allow ourselves the time to come back home to ourselves. For whatever reason, it seems to be hard to do that, to carve out that 60 minutes. But whenever we do, we never regret it. Again, it's in the recognition that your mind has engaged in some story. That's the most important first step. Everything else is because you made that first step. Every other step after that is because you recognized when you needed to make that U-turn. Before coming into Shavasana, let's just bring our legs, bring our feet along the wall, bending our knees as we go. And then finding our mat and coming into a supported forward fold. So using those pillows, those bolsters, those blankets that you have over, allowing yourself, this can be a wide-legged, a closed-legged forward fold. Somehow engaging again that forehead with the mat. or with whatever. Breathing in and out of our nose. Changing the direction of our blood, the way it was flowing. Checking in with your face, your tongue, your throat, your shoulders. The challenge for the upcoming days will be to remember the refuge, remembering to let go of that future anxiety, remembering to let go of those past regrets. Engage with your life now, with the people who you love. Allowing yourself to come back, and then finally getting set up for Shavasana. So here, using whatever props that you'd like for your final resting pose. I miss helping you guys. Allow yourself to settle in here. Just melt into your mat. Engaging with the earth as if you're growing roots. Feel that flow of energy. Those shoulder blades, should you let them come down your back, tucking them in. How about your feet? make that recognition of your mind getting engaged with some story. After you make that recognition, try to identify the feeling that came with it and where that feeling lands in your body. Again, checking in with those tight spots that might have cropped up again. Maybe your eyes. Just doing a quick scan from the top of your head all the way to the tips of your toes. Just checking in, seeing if there's any tight spots, any blocks. Allowing our bodies to become awakened. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. Maybe reaching up over your head for a full body stretch. Let yourself just come back. And then bringing your knees towards your chest, giving you a little hug as you roll over to your right side, using the top of your arm as a pillow briefly here. Just breathing into this awareness. Let it soak in. Now, with the strength of your arms, lift yourself up to a seated position. Your eyes can stay closed or they can be open, looking at the floor in front of you. Bringing your hands to your heart center, thumbs on your heart. It's such an honor for us here at Haumea to have you join us for our classes online. We cherish each and every one of you. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Bridgette. I'm gonna crawl a little closer here. Come join me. Okay. We're gonna stay 6 feet apart. No, just kidding.
Oh yeah, we totally broke the rules.
Yeah, Dion, Marshall, April, Claire. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Bridgette, for leading us through that flow and restore and those reminders to kind of acknowledge those future anxieties and the unknown, but remember that we've got the ability to slow down and to breathe and to spend some time together connecting in a different way.
Yeah.
A couple announcements. We are still working to determine for that online membership. Thank you to those of you who have purchased it. We are working to determine what platform best fits your needs, our needs. So stay tuned for that. If you, Megan is loading all of our merchandise. Some of you have asked, like, hey, how can I help in this time? This really is, we need help. Like on the back of Bridgette's shirt, it says, we've got your back. There it is. We've got your back. It's probably turned around by the camera.
Yeah.
But, your support, you having our back means the world to us right now. I think we're very humbled and thankful and grateful for everyone's support so we can figure out how to keep our doors. We should have turned the lights off. Conserve the energy. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you didn't see our post earlier, we have a giant ask to follow our YouTube. We are looking to get lots of video content added in there. There's lots of great videos already, Cooking with Eva. Some snippets of movement videos, but we really want to be providing more for you after this fact. So how can you access that content from home? So give us a subscribe on our YouTube, How May a Mama channel, and thank you. Stay tuned tomorrow. We've got Core Flow with Megan at 9, and I'll be leading a family yoga tomorrow. The girls are not super thrilled about that, but they're getting roped into it. So family yoga. Try to have some family programming at 3 o'clock every day. So do it by yourself, bring your kiddos in. As an adult, pretend you're a kid. I mean, I think that playful attitude can get us a long ways. So Thanks for following in, you guys. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. And stay tuned to our Facebook page for how you will get that online content moving forward. All right, aloha. Thank you, Bridgette.
Aloha.
That was lovely. Have a great night, you guys. Gonna get really close here to turn this off.